For most startups, their runway is a lot shorter than it may look on the surface. Let's talk about it. You would think, for example, with Windsurf, just because that's top of mind for everyone, that if you have 100 million left in the bank, it would be really easy to just distribute that to employees and wind down the company. But it's not quite that simple. So, for starters, usually, even when you have a bankruptcy, as a venture capitalist, you'll end up paying severance to the employees of a company. That's standard practice. The reason it's standard practice is it usually gets rid of any chance of you getting sued, which can be far more expensive. Usually, that'll end up being 2 weeks of severance for every year that somebody has worked at a business. And then you'll also pay continuation of benefits out of the company. Let's call that roughly 100K per employee. So, like, that's $27 million that you would take away from that immediately. The more important fallacy, especially in the case of Windsurf, that people don't necessarily recognize is that startups are wildly unprofitable. Most startups will not turn a profit until the Series D, because if they did turn a profit, they would have IPO'd by now, right? And so, to actually end those contracts, you are going to have to pay people to get out of those contracts too. More and more cash quickly evaporates there, and suddenly there's really little actually left to distribute to the employees outside of just severance and ending a business. Not to mention that the ways to get out of those contracts, to actually end it, you will be paying millions of dollars in legal fees too. And so suddenly, what seems like a really good outcome for employees actually just looks like firing the entire company, which is effectively what would have happened to Windsurf had it not been acquired by Cognition. This is just something to note. If you're a startup founder too, your runway is probably 2 to 4 months shorter than you think it is because you have to deal with all of the same things even if you go out of business.